good evening. It is Saturday, April the 22nd, 2017, and it has been a very raw Saturday to say the least. Look at these temperature readings. This is an 8.5 hour loop of the temperatures over the last 8.5 hours, and this is also where you're seeing a stationary front. Cold front is the solid blue line, the stationary front is that red and blue line. Those red L's, that is the area of low pressures at the surface, and it was forecasted to go a little bit north of where they went, so that was why our temperatures today didn't really make it into the mid to upper 50s, but more in the low to mid 50s. I was predicting low to mid 50s because I figured that the low would go to our south. There was some models that were showing the low going north of our area, and that was, of course, the outlier. That would be the NAM 3KM model, and I threw that one out because the rest of the models, the high resolution models such as the European and the GFS, were showing that low going to our south. So I went ahead and stuck with those. It was a very cautious decision because you usually go with the higher resolution models when you're looking at very close range predictions. But since this one looked to be like it was going to be an event where the low stayed to our south, the temperatures did stay very cool today. So because of that low going to our south, temperatures did not make it out of the some areas didn't get out of the 40s today, but many of us popped into at least the low 50s. Some of us made it into the mid 50s if we were lucky, and if you lived in Northwest Tennessee, you got into the upper 50s. So there was quite a bit of a range of temperatures today across the region, but as you can tell, Western Kentucky, the purchase area, did stay in the upper 40s to low to mid 50s throughout most of the day. And either way that you look at it, that is very cool for late April standards. Average high temperature for this time of the year out of Paducah is 72 degrees for a high temperature, and we didn't get it out of the low to mid 50s today. In fact, I think we set a record high low temperature for Paducah's National Weather Service office for this afternoon. The coldest record high for today was 57 degrees, I believe, and we did not make it to 57 degrees at the National Weather Service. So we'll wait and see if that comes true, and we'll see if we end up either tying that record or going below it and actually beating the record. But a close call for that one. And not only did we have cold temperatures, the wind was blowing at about 10 to 20 miles an hour today. That kept a bite to the air, and we also had some mist blowing at times. Some of you in southern Illinois and southeast Missouri had rain that settled in for most of the day and the morning hours. Right now, we got a little bit of a break this evening, but as we go into the overnight hours between Saturday night and Sunday morning, it looks like we're going to have that upper level low swing through our area. The cold pool aloft will swing right into our area overnight tonight, and with it, it will bring more misty, wind-blown showers across the area with some pockets of steady light rain, and that is going to be the forecast for tonight. Low temperatures will probably make it into the mid to upper 40s, and that is going to be well below average for this time of the year as well. Let's go ahead and look at the forecast for the upcoming week. We have not much to get through, just mainly one event that is going to bother us between now and next Saturday. If the second event forecasted to come in next weekend comes in before Saturday, then we would have to worry about two events between now and next week's weekly weather briefing video. But as of right now, just one main key event that I am keeping an eye on. The system that we had to deal with today and tomorrow is going to move out of the area. Clouds are going to be with us for, I think, the first half of the day tomorrow, but it's not that hard to get rid of clouds at this time of the year. But this upper level low is going to be moving out quite slowly tomorrow, so I'm afraid that we will have to deal with clouds up until at least noon tomorrow, and then after that, expect breaks in the clouds and eventually sunshine to be dominating the forecast for tomorrow afternoon and evening. That would be Sunday afternoon and evening, April the 23rd. Hopefully, we can pull off the second half of the weekend with some nice weather. Of course, we didn't start the weekend off with some nice weather at all. Now, as we get into Monday and Tuesday, temperatures are going to begin to pop above average. We're talking about temperatures possibly approaching 80 degrees or topping 80 degrees by Tuesday. Monday, probably going to be the pick day of the week for me. That's going to be temperatures in the 70s with mostly sunny skies. Looks like a beautiful day is ahead of us for Monday. And then Tuesday, like I said, high temperatures in the 80s with sunshine as well. By Wednesday, we begin to watch that system that I mentioned. It looks like a cold front will move through our area Wednesday night, Thursday morning, sometime between Wednesday around noon and Thursday morning. So somewhere in that time frame, I'm keying in on Wednesday evening right now, but we'll have to wait and see. Right now, not thinking that we're going to have to worry about severe weather, but this is still a few days away. So odds are that we're not going to see severe weather, but we don't know if those odds are going to be overcome or not between now and then. So I will post an updated video before Wednesday if we look to see severe weather with the Wednesday event. But right now, as it stands, not looking at anything severe at the moment, but that could change. So make sure and keep an eye on that forecast. As we get into the end of the week, another system begins to approach our area from the southwest. Right now, it's looking like somewhere in the central United States is going to pick up some heavy rainfall from this event. So that is another thing that we're going to have to watch out for. Some people in southeast Missouri from this previous event got up to 6 to 7 inches of rainfall. So that is excessive amounts, and if this model is right, it would be putting the same areas in line for more rain as we go into next weekend. We'll have to wait and see where that band of heaviest rain, that heaviest rain axis, shapes up for the upcoming weekend. And then as we get into the second half of next weekend, it looks like that final cold front will come through by Sunday if this model is correct. And then we would be back to more pleasant weather by the beginning of next week, and that would be approaching the very beginning of the month of May. Let's look at the high temperatures for the upcoming week. It looks like tomorrow, like I said, if that sun comes out, which I expect it to do so, temperatures will easily pop into the mid to upper 60s. As we get into Monday, 70s and sunshine. Tuesday, 80s and sunshine. So it keeps getting better until Wednesday. We begin to see a little bit of an increase in cloud cover, and then we begin to see those showers and thunderstorms move through sometime during the day, Wednesday or early Thursday morning. The timing on that system is still a little bit out in the air right now. As we get into Thursday, more pleasant weather with hopefully sunny skies. We'll have to see if we still have some wraparound clouds to come behind that cold front. But usually with these kind of systems, we're not going to be having to deal with any wraparound clouds. But you never know the track of that low pressure at this time either. As we get into Friday, temperatures, if this model is correct, begin to approach the low to mid 80s. And then by next Saturday, as that next system begins to move in from the central United States, our temperatures for highs would begin to come down with some rain cooled air and clouds in our vicinity. Rainfall over the next week looks to be, I wanted to show you the central United States outlook, or at least the eastern half of the United States first, to show you where it's showing that heaviest access of rain right now. And if this blend of models are correct, then it would be going through parts of southwest Missouri, northeast Oklahoma, and parts of central Illinois. But we don't know where that's going to end up shaping up to be. This will shift south and east and north and west every other couple of runs that the Weather Prediction Center puts out. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. If we were to zoom into our neck of the woods, it looks like our rainfall outlook would be between 1 to 2 inches over the next week, and this would be including the Wednesday event and then about half of the next weekend event. So still some questions remaining to rainfall totals. Our ground is very saturated right now, but hopefully over the next week, with some of this nice weather ahead of us and warm temperatures, we can dry out from our recently soaked weekend. I hope you have a great week, and like I said, if the Wednesday event looks to become severe, then I will post an updated video concerning the Wednesday event. Have a great week.